All right, hi guys, it's Hunter here, and today I'm joined by Eric. So
Hey,
welcome, Eric. Eric is actually a math and physics tutor, and we were just discussing a little bit about it before. I wish I would have been recording, but I never asked you. How long have you actually been tutoring students for?
since my daughter was born, and she'll be 24 next week.
Oh wow, okay. So you started when she was born. I mean, how did you end up getting your first students, your pupils?
Well, my wife is an elementary school teacher, and when my daughter was born, she wanted to take some time off from school. And when she did, she started doing some tutoring of her own. And I started to think, wow, if she can tutor little kids, why don't I tutor in the areas that I'm familiar with,
Yeah.
physics and so forth, where I have so much experience and background in. So that's kind of what got it started when she became a tutor.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing is because, most people, once they're out of college, a lot of people aren't exposed to physics and calculus problems. And so, you said your background is involved with a lot of that. Were you doing a lot of problems with like your work or on a daily basis, or how were you exposed to it?
No, it's funny. I have a friend who went to the same university that I did, took the same course that I did, and his wife's cousin needed some help with his calculus, and they two of them tried to help and couldn't help the guy, so they sent it to me. So I said, "No, wait a second. You have the same background that I had. You did the same course at the same school. Obviously, you're not able to do this than I am. He's a little younger than I am too, so I don't know. Interest there.
So it
So
just stuck with you then.
I guess they really drill it into your head, But again, it's the same program, has the
No,
same people taught it.
that is pretty funny. Well, I think it's very impressive that you still can do these because, I mean, you have a different job, so you're mainly doing this on the side, right?
That's good.
Yeah, and then yeah, because we were talking about before, and it sounds like you've really adapted to like today's teaching methods because you teach online, you do it in person. But I mean, what are some of the tools that you do? Okay, so is this how you do it?
I do a lot of online tutoring these days. I've also tutored a lot of students, of course, one-on-one.
Hmm.
But I find that although the online approach gives you access to, the computer and all the internet tools that you have,
Hmm.
I have a touch screen that I can write on and just demonstrate things like there. And it gives the student the opportunity to see things right in front of them as I'm writing rather than looking over my shoulder and
Yeah,
writing on things like that.
yeah. So then we were also talking about before about like the types of students that you have, and it sounds like you teach like a variety of students anywhere from like high school, college, any kind of from math, calculus to physics. Do you want to talk about some of the people that you're teaching right now?
Yeah, it ranges, as you mentioned, from university level students working in calculus and, to high school students. Some of them have learning issues that
Hmm.
I'm able to sit with and still give them some insight and some math,
Hmm.
life skills. In the case of one
Yeah,
young guy, that's a big achievement for him.
yeah.
Matter of fact, we went to the local community college and we went to the restaurant there because one of the programs they offer is culinary arts. So I got him in there talking with the professors and the students and had dinner there. It's all served and prepared by the students. So
Cool.
that was a good learning experience, and a life skills
Hmm.
opportunity for him maybe to see that's something he could manage.
Yeah.
So now we work on things like measurements and kitchen-oriented math, if you will.
Okay.
I take them to the grocery store and show them different weights and products and big size versus the little size and
Cool.
cost. And
Okay.
then I'm doing integrals and differential equations, the next hour with the next student.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you can teach. It sounds like your methods too are very effective. And then you even said you were helping somebody out with some test prep as well, right?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
done a lot of ACT test preparation, of course, SAT test preparation, and there's a lot of good tools out there that help the student that we use, share together. And even online, the ACT organization publishes their own guide, whereas the SAT relies on Kaplan and Princeton
Hmm.
Review. So when you use the ACT material, organization, I have a copy, they have a copy, so even online, which makes it very effective.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and then when you do that test prep, are you doing all the subjects or mainly just like the focus on the math and science portions?
I try to shy away from the English part
Mhm.
because something I have the depth in as I do in math.
Yeah.
I was never the greatest English student. They told me when I was in third grade that I was on the ninth grade reading level, but unfortunately, I've been there ever since.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's a good joke though. Well, so we're running a little short on time here. I don't want to make this too long. But clearly you got a lot to offer. I mean, it sounds like you do a variety of ages, different subjects, different methods, and I really like your style, how you do it online. And so to our viewers out there, so if you guys want to start taking some private lessons with Eric, all you got to do is go to his profile and click the book button, and then I'm sure we'll put you in contact with him, and then you guys can work out the details. But Eric, thanks a lot. I really enjoyed this.
Okay, very good.
Awesome. I'll get back in contact with you. All right.
All right,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thanks, Eric.